What's going on, everybody? Welcome to G-Miles World Podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Week 8 Sunday games for the NFL 2018 season, and we're going to jump right off into London, where allegedly 4 Jaguar players were arrested, and apparently it was over a bill that wasn't paid at a bar. You know what I don't understand about these NFL players? When you hear stories like they didn't pay their insurance and they're driving cars and they're just idiots, what are you doing, bro? It doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know who the players are. It hasn't been disclosed, but I don't really care who the players are. It's just stupid. And the Jaguars suck. And I'm going to tell you this right now. All this stuff that Jalen Ramsey was doing in the offseason, I told you guys about this. If you guys follow me on Twitter at GMyersWorld, also on Instagram at GMyersWorld, I was posting stuff about that. You can talk as much as you want to, but unless you back it up, it doesn't mean anything, bro. Joe Namath with the Jets, like, you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather. As much as you may hate Floyd Mayweather, bro, he lets you know what he's going to do, and he goes in there and he does it. So you can hate him as much as you want. He goes out there and he performs. This idiot is out there. Let me just tell you something right now. If Eli Manning wasn't such a terrible quarterback, when the Giants played the Jags, OBJ would have had 1,000 yards because he was routing that boy. Post routes, out routes, crossing routes, all kinds of routes with the routes. And it didn't matter because Eli Manning sucks. But that's neither here nor there. Carson Wentz had 115-plus passer rating in 4 straight games. He's out there balling. The Eagles needed this to solidify their ranking in the NFC East, and they're looking good. I don't know why Blake Bortles is still a quarterback in the National Football League, but we'll leave that for another discussion on another day. The Ravens and the Panthers. Joe Flacco, in the words of Skip Bayless, is going back to Fluco. All right? He kind of sucked. There were a lot of throws that he did in this game where I was looking at the screen, and I'm like, who is he throwing it to? And it's, you know, we're going to get to Jameis Winston in a second because that guy he's an absolute trash can. But Flacco, as we all know, usually in the regular season he sucks, but the postseason he has a really good record. He started off pretty hot, maybe because of Lamar Jackson and all the hype behind that. But when he plays like this, the Ravens are going to have a lot of issues, okay? So they were looking pretty good to start. I don't like what I was seeing. I don't like where they're going. The Panthers now with Cam Newton, 2 pass TDs in 6 straight games. Cam Newton has the potential. I've been saying this forever about Cam Newton. If he just applies himself, this guy can be one of the most unstoppable forces we've ever seen in the National Football League. And obviously, we know he went to the Super Bowl. He didn't dive into the pile, all that stuff that was going on. I think that's going to haunt him for the rest of his days. But he's still an unbelievable athlete. He's still an unbelievable talent. And I do believe that, like I told you guys before, the Panthers is the only team. I know today the Green Bay almost beat the Rams, but the Panthers are very, very tough. And I think against the Saints and or possibly the Rams, they could probably take those teams out. As far as the NFC goes, they're defensively, they're stout. They can do whatever they want. If Cam Newton is able to do whatever, McCaffrey is able to play well, this team is very, very dangerous. And I just want to make it be noted that come playoff time, once they're in the playoffs, depending on where they're seated, they could cause a lot of noise. And nobody's really talking about them. And that really makes me nervous about the actual feel of the NFL because they have a lot of talent on that team. The Jets and the Bears. We all know the Jets suck. But I'm going to tell you this right now. This kid Tariq Cohen is special. He's very, very special. Obviously, Jordan Howard is also very special. I still, it's kind of tough because people like to distinguish a lot of they like to distinguish the running back based on, everything that they do. Like, can he catch out of the backfield? Can he run the ball? All that stuff like that, right? Tariq Cohen is like a speedster. He reminds me of Darren Sproles, and I don't know if he could really run between the tackles like that and be like that all-purpose back, but he's an elusive nightmare. He's a nightmare, bro. Trust me when I tell you, these big dudes, like these 6'7" linemen, they don't want to be getting down low to try to tackle a guy like that. But to do that 6 touches, 110 scrimmage yards in a TD, like, nobody wants to tackle this guy. You remember when Sproles was in his prime? And it was just like, yo, this dude is an absolute nightmare when he was with the Chargers, even before the Eagles, bro. It was very, very difficult. People don't realize how tall these defenders are. They're big dudes. These old linemen are big dudes. When you got little dudes hiding behind them and stuff like that, makes it very difficult. Trubisky, I like what I saw. Like I said, he's going to go out there and give you what he had to. He had 2 TDs. A lot of people are like naysayers with him. Oh, he's not that good. I don't like him. I don't trust him. I think he has the potential to be a suitable starter in this league. I still like him. Maybe I'm on an island by myself. I don't care. I prefer it that way. So I really like, he's able to lead his team to wins, and that's huge for me. The Buccaneers and the Bengals. Now, Fitzmagic almost struck again. Jameis Winston is a terrible quarterback. He absolutely 100% sucks. And I want to point out that Deshaun Jackson, he requested a trade, and the Buccaneers told him no. They said to go sit down, bro. Sit down and shut up. So he won't be getting traded anywhere. Possibly he might get released, but the one thing I saw in this game is he's still pretty fast. Before Jameis Winston was benched, he was able to throw a hot one down the middle of the field, so that was pretty good. The Bengals were able to escape with this win. Joe Mixon, 24 touches, 138 scrimmage yards, 2 TDs. Excellent. They were able to run the ball and pass it. By the way, A.J. Green is a pretty good player still. Andy Dalton has made a living off of him the same way that Culpepper made a living off of Randy Moss. You take away A.J. Green from this team, Andy Dalton is at Walmart stocking shelves. All right, so that's pretty much where we are with that. Am I impressed with the Bengals in the AFC North? No, I'm not. I don't think that they're a threat at all as long as Marvin Lewis is the coach. When I look at his face, I just get enraged. And I don't know what it is. Maybe you guys can check it out. Google Marvin Lewis's face and see what happens and tell me if you don't get enraged. Maybe it's just me. You know what I'm saying, bro? It could be that. Seahawks and the Lions. Now, the Seahawks completely dominated this game. Completely. All right? Let's just talk about this. 150-plus rushing yards in 4 straight games for the Seahawks. Okay? I don't even know who their running backs are. Like, bro, I haven't even really paid attention to the Seahawks since Marshawn Lynch left. So I don't know what's going on with that. But I'll tell you this much. They got one bad man in Russell Wilson. And besides the fact that he's always in pictures on Instagram of other men's children, like he's, obviously taking care of future son. And I understand that he wants to be the greatest stepdad he can be, but it's kind of ridiculous that he's doing the stuff that he's doing, and I will always voice that. I don't think that that's something that you should get involved with. As a stepdad, if you want to be the best stepdad you can, you do it, but you don't have to show it. It's like to everybody in the world. Show it to the child. I think that he's going a little bit far with that. That's my only knock on him. As far as NFL goes, pretty good player. Unbelievable dots he threw. He threw one that should have been picked, though. What was that, to Ed Dixon? And the guy kind of took it off the guy's chest. The Lions kind of suck, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Coach Pencil, bro, you might get fired soon. I'm going to be honest, bro. You kind of suck, dog. I've been really watching you for a little bit, and you definitely suck. But the Lions are right where we thought they would be. Nowhere. Broncos and the Chiefs. This dude, Patrick Mahomes, right? Let me just explain. Let me paint the picture for you so you guys understand that. This is a second-year quarterback, right, that sat behind Alex Smith, that just watched, learned, and saw what was going on, and he's just doing whatever he wants. He is doing whatever he wants. And this was a close one. Okay? This was something that could have gone either way. By the way, Demaryius Thomas is also in trade talks. He might end up on the Patriots. Just something that you guys want to take note of, just in case you wanted to know what's going on with trade rumors. I've been actually looking at the NFL Wire because pretty much, in my spare time, I try to see what's going on with the league to get myself prepared for the podcast. I'm seeing a lot of people's names in trade talks. Demaryius Thomas, I don't know how good he could make the Patriots, but if Josh Gordon and he were to become their primetime selves, the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, unfortunately. So let's just hope that he doesn't end up on the Patriots. All right? But getting back to the Broncos and the Chiefs, the Broncos still has a very, very good defense. And Patrick Mahomes is playing like he's been playing for a decade. And this is what scares me about him, because he's doing it effortlessly. And that's what... So you remember when Tom Brady came in? Who was that idiot was it Drew Bledsoe that got hurt? And he came in and it was something special about him and you just knew, like, yo, we got to watch this kid. Patrick Mahomes is like that, but just better. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go back and just look at the way that they start to progress, he's just better. And he's just going to continue to get better. And he's scary good. See, that's what makes me kind of nervous, because he's that kind of guy that you don't really see what he's, you know what I'm saying? Like, he just flicker the wrist, just throwing hot ones, bro. Flicker the wrist, bro. Bro, look at the flicker the wrist. Like, it's crazy out there. The Broncos, bruh, you got Case Keenum, man. You know what I'm saying, bro? That's what you wanted, right, John Elway? Don't really matter. The Broncos ain't going nowhere, so it is what it is. The Redskins, excuse me, the Redskins and the Giants. First of all, OBJ was over 100 yards. That was fine. I'm going to let you guys know right now. I want to apologize to everybody, and I think that Shannon Sharpe and Skip Bayless should also apologize, but we're apologizing for different things. I'm apologizing because I completely hated on the Redskins like an absolute idiot, and they are making me eat my words, bro. Because Adrian Peterson is, bro, he's bursting out for 60-yard TDs, bro. The dude is 33 years old. He's 33 years old running around like he's 26. I had enough of this guy, bro. I don't know if he's on vibranium or what he's doing, but he's scaring me. And Alex Smith is showing that he's a little bit more than a game manager, which also scares me. So I just think now that the Redskins might be the team to beat in the NFC East. Look, I don't want to jump. Like, I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. I'm just saying, like, I think that the Eagles are still going to win it, but the Redskins are scary. They're really, really scary because Adrian Peterson, if he's able to be that type of threat, That's going to be crazy. And I remember watching Undisputed and listening to Shannon Sharpe say, it's no way. I don't expect this. I don't expect that. And Skip Bayless saying the same things. I'm telling you right now, man, that's something that we all do. We all have assumptions. But the heart of these men and women that go out there, these athletes, like, Serena Williams, right after a pregnancy, just going out and just whipping tail. It's all about what you have in your heart. And nobody can stop you from doing what you want to do. And every time I see it, I'm just fascinated because the NFL is a very, very tough game. We may all think it's a lot softer than it is, but guys are constantly getting hit. Guys are constantly in concussion protocol. Like, for Adrian Peterson to be doing this, man, with all those hits on his body, like, it's impressive. In regards to the Giants, Eli Manning, that one pass that he threw to OBJ, I don't know how OBJ caught that. And I will always tell you this, OBJ is an unbelievable receiver, but he's just not a winner. So, it's kind of, you could blame Eli, whatever, but he's usually doing all these spectacular things and it's not amounting to wins. But he's an unbelievable athlete. He's an unbelievable wide receiver. He's broken so many records as the fastest to do this, that, and whatever. The Giants are just a terrible team. And Eli, what I've noticed is he's just been a check down dude. Like, he's just been doing straight checkdowns, and I don't think that that's going to be much for the Giants to be able to do anything. Obviously, they're probably going to get the number 1 pick, but it is what it is. The Browns and the Steelers. John Connor, man, Le'Veon Bell kind of screwed up. He lost his money, and you know what's funny? I don't think Le'Veon Bell's going to make that money up, because I don't know. Well, actually, you know what? A team might be stupid and sign him for a crazy amount. They might be, but I don't think he's going to make that money. I honestly don't, man, and I don't think the Steelers miss him at all, and that's sad also. The Browns, bro, man, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Hugh Jackson should be fired. Maybe, you know what I'm saying, bro? I think Hugh Jackson and the whole staff should just be fired. The entire staff. That's what I believe. I think that that's the only way that the Browns can move forward because Baker Mayfield is not going to survive. He's just not going to survive with that coaching staff. It's sad, but it's true. It's unfortunately for the Browns. The Colts and the Raiders. Jon Gruden is laughing right now as I make this podcast. You know why? Because he's the $100 million man. And it's a joke. He's pretty much giving away his whole team for draft picks, and we don't know how that's going to pan out. But he's setting it up so that you can't really get mad at him because he's saying he's building for the future. You see what I'm saying? So you can't really, it's like, it doesn't really matter because, bro, I'm trying to build. I'm getting rid of our best pass rusher. I'm doing a lot of things, but this is the reason that I'm doing it. So he has time to be an idiot. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, I don't think he's ever put together any team that won for himself. Even, you know what I'm saying, when he went to Tampa Bay, that was already done by Tony Dungy. Look. It is what it is, and honestly, he probably should have won that. The Tuck rule kind of screwed him. I understand that, but I don't know what he's doing. I really just don't know what he's doing. And what did he fumble or something? Derek Carr sucks, man. I'm just gonna say it. Like I know he's crying in huddles. I don't really care about that. All of us cry. Men cry. Women cry. Everybody cries. Insects cry. I understand all that. I'm not knocking him for crying in the huddle when his arm was broken, all that stuff like that. I just don't think that he's a decent quarterback. I think he can make good throws. I think he's an average guy, but I don't think we're ever going to see that MVP season, Derek Carr. And I don't think that he will be back with the Raiders if he continues to play that. I really don't think that Jon Gruden wants him. Just looking at the game, I don't think that Jon Gruden wants. It sounds weird, but that's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. I don't think that Jon Gruden wants him. And Jon Gruden is just an absolute psychopath. He's just getting rid of everyone. So you never know what might happen to that contract because other teams might be desperate and, pull the trigger on Derek Carr and, grab him to the team. So we got to see how that works. 49ers and the Cardinals. This was actually a very interesting game because the Niners shouldn't have lost it. Fitzgerald obviously scored a touchdown. I don't know how Fitzgerald is still playing. The dude is 93 years old, but he's somehow, out there balling. I'm pretty sure that Richard Sherman didn't envision all this that's going on right now in the NFC West. I don't think he envisioned this. Fitzgerald did make history with the 7th place. And also, speaking about the Colts, congratulations to Vinatieri. Most points ever. Morton Anderson he passed? I just want to make sure I pointed that out so you Colts fans don't think that I'm hating. I completely forgot it, but I remember him doing that. And I saw it. I saw the whole screen when Mortensen congratulated him and all that stuff. So he is going to be a Hall of Famer, and Tom Brady owes a lot to Adam Vinatieri. All right, but getting back to the Cardinals. The Cardinals suck, but it's the way that I think this is Fitzgerald's last year. I honestly think that is his last year because he's just playing for no reason. He's not playing for money at this point. I just think he's playing for the love of the game because he's just a stud. But his team is really bad. And they were able to beat a team that's worse. But the 49ers, I don't count this season. And I don't believe in like moral victories, but I can't count the season. You lose your starting running back that you're supposed to have out there. You lose your starting quarterback in Garoppolo. I can't count this, bro. I can't count this season. It just makes me feel so bad for 49er fans out there, man, because if Garoppolo is playing in these games, it's not going on like this, bro. It's just not going on like that. And, oh, man, bro, it's real hard, man. And, like, I'm not even a fan of the team, and it's real hard for me to watch it. But the Cardinals came out with a win. This was a trash can game. Nobody scored till the second half. It just sucked. But it is what it is. Now, the Packers and the Rams. This game was crazy. And I'm going to tell you why. The Packers, they jumped out to like a 10-0 lead. They were doing whatever they wanted. And it was a chance that they could have beat them in this game. A late touchdown throw by Aaron Rodgers could have sealed it. But the Rams are just too much, bro. They're just too much. Look, Jared Goff looked like an average quarterback in this game, and even with that, his defense did enough to keep them in the game. That's dangerous. They gave up 27 points, but that's the Aaron Rodgers and Packers, you know what I'm saying? Good team. But if your defense can still maintain a certain type of composure, bro, the Rams, I'm telling you, man, Jared Goff is still learning, and he looked very, very scared in this game. But I'm telling you right now, if the Rams, they're going to beat the Saints. They're going to go to the Super Bowl. I think they're going to go to the Super Bowl, guys. Like, I'm just saying it because, like, that's the way I feel right now. Bro, these are battle-tested games. That's what this was. This was a battle-tested game, and they came out victorious. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for Week 8. I'm pretty sure you guys will be back for Sunday night recap and the Monday night recap and throughout the season. Welcome again. If you're new to G Miles World Podcast, please hit that subscribe button. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. One love.